But basically, I've got a quick question to Shamu. That you say that you're going to bring some changes in London Met Student Union. So what kind of change would you like to bring in London Met Student Union?
First, before I actually promise you that I'm going to bring microwave oven in the atrium, or I'm going to change the hazardous chair, I want to say we will have to make sure that we got people who will continuously be looking after these small issues. The post of president is not small. They are the person there to, bring the leadership skills, to have that management skills, to connect the missing link that, between the student union and the students. And also, our student union is unique in terms of having a, lacking of grants, not having enough members in the executive committee. Probably even this time we've got a couple of vacant posts. Last year, even in the meetings, in the student council itself, there is 5-6 members missing. Now, we're in the policy-making body. If you don't have people to make policies, then where are the policies going to come? Who is going to address the issues? So I want to address the fundamental issues rather than giving you empty promises and do, a massive campaign to win the election. I want to say our constitution needs a review. We need to have other samples in other universities, and we can change the constitution and have more independent student union. And these are the issues that I want to address.
Then any other candidates want to quickly comment, please, quickly?
Thank you so much. I believe that John Maxwell said everything rises and falls on leadership. And one of the passion that is driving me for this campaign is because if we don't have an elected, effective leadership in this administration, that's the end for the SU. We will have a last chance, and the moment is now to be able to. And what are some of the things that I, for example, want to do individually? One of the things I want to do, even not to wait until July 1st to resume office, but to be able to, if I get elected, to mobilize other members of the cabinet to be able to work together and actually bring in external trainers, some of which I already have contact with in my private life and my business. I'm a public speaker, to train all our team and all our executives on communication skills, negotiation skills, interpersonal skills, because it's not everything we have to be able to riot about. We want to be able to sit with the VC over the table and say, Mr. Vice Chancellor, this is our idea. Why don't we bargain and have a contribution?
Any other candidate wish to speak very briefly? Yashir, Amir.
Hi again. Now, in order to be able to reach out to students, we need to have a student union that is credible. It's very important to be credible. The student union must be trusted, and that is effective, and that is independent. These are three important principles in building an institution. There's one other important element in it, that is to provide support for the students. I don't want to go through what I've done in the past. I've worked with the European Union, with the European United Nations, and I know how to build an institution. If I'm elected, I promise that I will establish and create a student union to reach out to all of you in each building and listen to you and act upon what you really need and deserve.
How can you, interact with the students? How can you work collectively with all the organisations within the university? Because, in my opinion, it just sounds like all hearsay to me.
How can you work collectively with all the students? Yashir.
As you have seen, I'm speaking, because in the past, student union was not very effective. I agree on that. Because we didn't have any permanent staff. We had no structure in place. So when I came into office, I was loaded with so much work, we couldn't go out with the students. There was so much advocacy in our hands that we had to be engaged every time. But we are not running any clubs in society. The best way of running, engaging with students, creating activities, not doing anything with activities. So it's obvious the student will not have an interaction with us. When the president is busy with so many meetings with senior management, then how can you expect a person to get out of the office and actually interact with the students? That is the biggest problem. Now we have staffs coming in, and you will of course see us going around with interact with the student and organize more activities. I mean, this is not true that we don't want to reach to the student. We don't want to learn them. We have been trying in the past so much to engage the student, but because of the so much workload, we couldn't do it. And it's not our fault. This is the fault of the university. I'm asking Malcolm, you listen to this and you tell your colleagues that how much suffering we had and how students are asking the question. It's you who can change it, and I'm pointing you. You can make a difference tomorrow, telling your colleagues, approve the president's proposal and make the student union independent.
I think the question was, how can you reach out to all students? Shamu, very briefly.
First of all, I wanted to be back. A leader doesn't complain, he resolves the problems. So what happens? A leader takes initiative. Now, if in terms of taking initiatives, I have probably mentioned about interactive website, and also establishing accountability is very important, because when there is an election, we do see, oh, student union is there, who is the president, we know, lots of people turning out. It seems like they're coming out of the cave. Now, I want to say this, that taking initiatives is the later part. First, we have to make sure that we're electing the right candidate for this student union, and then you will see the results. You will see what the right people can bring.
Okay, go ahead. Very briefly.
I am, apart from independent student union, my main focus will be what do we do with an independent SU? For example, I am looking beyond just getting funding from the university. With the experience that I've had in running private sector organization for over 10 years, I've done a lot of events, as you might say, I've told them to pass this around, at the bottom of me, funded by private sector. I want to begin to look at how private sector can begin to partner with the SU and fund some of our projects. For example, we are 32,000 students minimum in this university. If we go to, for example, Virgin Train, and to Virgin Train, we need to give 50% discount to London Med students who want to begin to travel as part of some scheme that I want to introduce, like for example, with my UN contact and my role, I want to begin to get IELTS students to go and visit to the ICJ in The Hague. We do that, creating more interesting and interactive service for the student. And we make it actually very affordable for them by even partnering with private sector. It doesn't cost the student anything, and we're taking the message actually engage them from the grassroots. I'll give you an example. Someone came to me, to some of my people, and said, how much is Dio paying you for this campaign? You're helping him to stay. They want to now tower here. I'm not paying them a dime. You know what? Because I said this campaign is a mirror of how we want to run the SU. We want to engage the students themselves to feel that this is our thing. We want to be able to make them feel. If you go to our SU, my campaign website, you see that even Obama doesn't have an effect website like that. That's what we want to make. Choose the right person who can engage, who can perform, and who is effective. Both sides.
Thank you, sir. I'm briefly.
The power and autonomy of the students' union does not come from the Vice Chancellor or the university. It comes from me, and it comes from you. Now, I will promise to have campus coordinators in each campus who feel isolated. And the responsibility for these campus coordinators would be to bridge the gap between the student union and the campuses. Our students in Central House, in Commercial, in Ladbroke House feel completely unheard and isolated. And the best way to ensure that is to put the student union into their face. By having coordinators, but also, most importantly, by having an effective team to go around and listen to them. Thanks.
Okay.